Welcome again to this part of Diaspora Scholars TV interview with Sylvester Makobi. And, we had to reconnect. We had to reconnect for sure because we've come a long way. And, folks, tune in to this interview and video up to the very end because it's really going to be interesting. So eventually, at your second attempt, thanks to, teachers like me and others on the staff, and the principal then in Dimulika, thanks to him, he really used to support extracurricular activities.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he supported soccer, he supported music, he supported, these science fairs.
Yeah.
He's a very instrumental guy. I know eventually, of course, he became the heads of school principals in Kenya. And he visited the U.S. and attended one of the KESA conferences.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wow. He did give an address at one of the KESA conferences, previously. I don't remember which year, but he was among the delegations of, as a heads of school principal, head of school principals in Kenya. He came to the U.S. and he's now retired and, a really good guy. Actually, I sent him one of the videos and he actually distributed it to the heads of schools.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so even this video in Dimulika is coming to you. One of your students is also here, Sylvester Makobi.
I mean, I thank him for supporting, the sports, and I remember
co-curricular activities.
Yeah, I played rugby a little bit.
Oh, you did, yeah.
But I couldn't keep up because the team was too good. I think the year before Collins Injera.
Oh, yeah.
So it was too good, and I had to stick to music. And again, speaking of teachers, I remember, I was doing ideally to just get good grades to do music.
Yeah.
But that biology, that chemistry even followed me here because I ended up being interested in just the science behind the voice, the anatomy, which were things we were doing. And I was like, I want to, but right now understanding.
You realize that music also includes, and at higher levels, you have to understand the biology. I mean, otherwise you can literally become sick. You have to manage your, your vocals and all that.
Yeah. And speaking of Indimulika here and supporting, even bringing us, the best teachers who are around. Again, at Vihiga, I met Mr. Humphrey Kisia.
Oh, yeah.
Who's just a phenomenal musician.
He's an amazing guy,
and it's somebody who, he will listen to your voice and compose songs that will make your voice grow. Even not just much, but even challenge you. Like, hey, he's adding this thing. And I'm thankful for all those people who I met, and they would challenge me. Sometimes difficult, I can't do this, but they would push me to that. And it also happened, Madam Helen Ifedha, who was
she's
teacher.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Her conducting and even just her teaching. Because I remember there's a time I was kind of saying, I don't know whether I should change to computer science so that I can get a job after school. Then I missed one music lesson. She came to get me.
Oh, wow.
Said, hey, I didn't see you in the music class.
No,
Where were
just
you?
A single lesson.
Yeah. I want to see you tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was back.
You are back in music.
So, I thank her. There are people who, God sends people when you're maybe down or something's not working well, and, just get you out of your comfort zone. And after that, that's when I was.
So you owe a lot to the teachers for sure, all throughout your life. And then, of course, you succeeded. So you went to KU.
Yeah, Kenyatta University.
Kenyatta University in Nairobi. And you said you did music.
Yeah.
But music education.
Yes. For my undergraduate, I studied music education.
So you are training to be a teacher of music. Okay.
Exactly.
So what was the other subject you were to teach?
English.
So music and English.
Yeah. But when I got to second year, I dropped English and I did double music.
Wow.
Though I didn't tell my parents until later. So, and thanks to Dr. Abi Chokera. Then he was Mr. Chokera before he came to the US to do his doctorate. Because he had done the same, and I asked him, hey, what do you think about this? He said, if you want to do music, it will give you more time.
Yeah, just do music all through.
Yeah, so that's when I changed to double music, but education. So education, double music. Then towards the end of that, I was also singing still a lot with the Kenyan Boys Choir, Taifa Mziki, and also that's the time I was singing with the Mamlaka Choir, which was the
of the University of Nairobi.
No, Mamlaka, it was just a semi-professional choir. And most of its members were chosen to sing the East Africa Community Anthem. So I was assistant conductor of the Kenyan choir. So we went and performed the East African Community Anthem to the heads of states. That then it was Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania only. And then it was selected. And great, which was a wonderful song, the East African Community Anthem. But by the time the heads of state had decided on the song, I had already moved on. So, and during that time, I met different people during the tours with the Kenyan Boys Choir, and I think networking really helped.
So the Kenya Boys Choir, you know, during break you told us you went to several countries.
Yeah.
You went to France. Where else did you go?
The UK.
Oh, you went to
China,
France, UK, China.
Yeah.
Courtesy of music.
Yeah, just courtesy of music.
Somebody said boys can't sing.
Yeah, I think that kept on pushing me without knowing. It's just something like, hey, yeah, I think I can do this.
You can do this. Boys can sing. They can not only sing, but they can excel in it. Not only in performance, but also in theory and practice of music. Oh my goodness. We can't make this stuff up, like I keep on saying. These are real life stories of real students and scholars in the US who are doing great things. They are killing it, the way they say it in the US. And this is Sylvester Makobi. He's won various awards, for sure. He's won various fellowships. Those are the ones that have kept him in this university for quite a long time. Let's see how it goes. Now you've come to the US. When did you come to the US? Because now you left Kenyatta University, Nairobi. You've graduated. Did you ever teach a high school in Kenya?
No. Actually, it's just the teaching practice that I went to Moi Girls, Nairobi. And,
just to be certified as a teacher.
Yeah, with Dr. Abi Chokera, whom, I really enjoyed just learning.
You say Dr. Abi Chokera is in the US now?
He did his doctorate at University of Florida.
Okay.
Education. He's back. He's a deputy director of the Presidential Music Commission.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard that name, Dr. Chokera.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the only work I did is teaching, as I mentioned, with Mr. Demenge at Jonathan Glow Academy. So, and then the rest of it was just singing.
What were you doing, Dr. Demenge? That's a music school in Nairobi? Or
yeah, it's an academy.
It's an affluent school.
Yeah, people say that those are the group schools.
That's an affluent school where people, you guys, I think you're being paid really well. That's a good school, right?
Yeah, it is. So,
so from there now, who really told you about coming to the US? Because that's the part that many Kenyans and people in Africa want to know. You seem to have been doing well, and you had recalibrated, got a focus, already excelling, touring places in the US. And then, earlier on you said you were actually invited to the US, right? Was it?
Yeah.
What was the first interaction of you with, Americans, with music?
During my singing with the Kenyan Boys Choir, I was soloist, and then I also began assisting in conducting the choir. And one tour with Dr. Fred Onovorozoki, we call him Dr. Fredo. He really even pushed the choir itself, because the choir started in Aquinas Boys, but now he said, hey, I think it can be a broader choir, incorporate other people from different universities, different high schools. So that's why we had people from Vihiga joining and so forth. After performances, I had a habit of, yes, I've performed on stage. I wanted to talk to people.
Networking.
Yeah. So sometimes after the performance, I say, hey, I would just like to talk to you and just tell me how education is, or just talk, just catch up. And yeah, he just told me a few things of what I should do. But yeah, focus on this, you need to do this and this. And right now we talk. He's one of my mentors, and he keeps just telling me, hey, keep doing this, and opportunities come. He tells me there's this something that's opened up. So I can say he's one of the people who really made that click. And then, as I mentioned, I met one of the singers of the tenors. It's a group of 4 singers, 4 male singers who are tenors, and he did encourage me to do a music performance degree, not just education, but just actually focus on that.
Yeah.
And through that, I had the idea and kind of zeal of learning, like, hey, I'm here studying, concentrating on studying voice. So again, through Dr. Wilson Shitandi, I met a lady called Professor Kimberly Carballo, who's the reason who made sure that there was a tour. We collaborated in the tour with Taifa Mziki. And then we had also Dr. Lisa Wong and Professor
So
Jeffrey.
when you are meeting Dr. Shitandi, was he already in the US?
No. Dr. Shitandi then he was teaching at Kenyatta University.
Okay.
Where he was my supervisor for my master's.
Oh, he was?
Master's.
Oh, so eventually you did a master's at Kenyatta University.
Yes.
Yeah, now focused on music.
On music performance.
Yeah.
So he was one of my supervisors, and then that's when we did the tour with Taifa Mziki to the US. And then at that time, I was auditioning for doctoral programs, and it's because I wanted to study more. And then I auditioned at University of Georgia and Indiana University. And then
by auditioning, you mean you performed?
Yes, by auditioning means
at the University of Georgia.
No. In fact, the teacher came into Ohio. The teacher I was to study with. So
what are you going to do in Ohio? I
was touring with Taifa Mziki.
Oh, so your first landing in the US was as a performer with Taifa Mziki.
No, it was the Kenyan Boys Choir.
Oh, Kenya Boys Choir.
Because it's it's younger boys.
It's younger boys.
But now we started the Taifa Mziki for specifically Kenyatta University students. And it's funny, we started that group as we were competitors in the music festival from various high schools. So we met there, and then I confounded the group and we started performing. So that was, I think, my 8th time in the US with Taifa Mziki now. Okay. But before it was Kenyan Boys Choir. So I met a teacher was willing to meet me at Ohio during our tour and listen to me.
Wow.
And then decide whether I'm going to study with her. Because that's how performance, I mean, in the arts, sometimes on top of your papers and your grades,
the performance, the actual singing, the actual dancing,
the actual acting.
The actual acting is what they want.
Yeah. And then a teacher accepts you
into the program.
Into their studio. Their studio is
into their studio.
Each teacher has a number of students. Like here at Jacobs, we have close to 20 teachers who teach voice only. So they have about maybe 10 students each.
They teach voice.
Yeah.
Both theory and the actual singing and performing.
No, just singing.
Singing.
Yeah. So you meet them once in a week, and then the rest of the week is practicing and just getting better and preparing for a final performance. So I sang for the teacher from University of Georgia, and then I came here, watched an opera in the opera school because I didn't know about
By here, you mean you came to Indiana University?
Yeah.
And watched an opera performance.
Yes. And that just also clicked.
You fell in love with it.
I said, yes, this is where I want to come. And in fact, that night I had to forfeit dinner because we were on tour and people were going to dinner. I was asked, what do you want to do? I mean, because there was a strict schedule, I said I want to go to the opera. And that just changed my...
Instead of going to dinner, you went to the opera.
Yeah.
When we return, Sylvester Makobi will have to sing for us, at least because he's good at it. You are watching Diaspora Scholars TV. We'll be right back. You are doing great, man.
Yeah.
You are doing great.
Nawapatia content ya wiki kadhaa.